welcome to another edition of Entrepreneurs en Fuego, where we are documenting the journey of entrepreneurs here in the Valley. With me, I have the privilege of having as a guest Lydia Gregory. ¿Cómo estás, Lydia?
Muy bien, gracias.
¿Estás muy bien? ¿Estás súper chévere?
Súper chévere, sí. Excelente, excelente.
Chévere es de Venezuela, de Ecuador.
De Puerto Rico también, todo está chévere.
¿Tú eres puertorriqueño originalmente?
Yo soy Mexi-Rican, o sea, de origen, o Borimex, como quieran ponerle. Mi papá puertorriqueño, mi mamá mexicana. Me crié en Estados Unidos, en Puerto Rico, poquito en México, pero tengo la cultura de los tres países en mí. So Borimex o Mexi-Rican, como quieran.
That's a beautiful thing. Look, this is one of the things that I admire about what you do. And before I tell you what I admire what you do, tell everybody what exactly is that you do.
Wow, okay. I wear a lot of hats. So I guess at the base of everything, I'm a writer. So from being a writer, I do social media marketing, I do travel writing, and I'm also a translator. So that, I guess in a nutshell, is kind of like what my business is or what I do right now, what I'm doing now. So.
Is your first love writing? Because that's the first thing that you described. So is that what I take as your first love?
Yes, that is my first love. It's travel journalism, actually, is my very first love. So yes.
Explain that to me, travel journalism. So you travel to places and you write about them and you criticize what is exactly that you do with that?
I worked for magazines, for travel agent magazines. So basically my job was, I had a beat, and my beat was Mexico, fortunately, which was wonderful. So I got to cover Mexico. So basically I would go to different destinations and go to hotels, do on-site inspections, write about the hotels in order for the agents to know how to sell them. So I would, tell them the highs and the lows of the hotels so they could sell them. And the same with the destinations. Like, this is what you can do in the Riviera Nayarit, for example. You can go see whales, you can do this, these are the tours and blah, blah, blah with prices, etc. So that's the kind of travel journalism that I did. And from there I went on into PR and marketing and everything because I wanted people to go to Mexico. I want people to know about the hotels. I want people to go and enjoy it and see what an amazing country it is. So I used my skills as a writer to sell the country.
So when you do this, did you figure all this thing out by yourself, or did somebody coach you and say, all right, this is where you should go next? Or did you just kind of figure it out on your own?
I think it was kind of a natural progression in my journey as a professional. I started out in TV. I was very fortunate to start working in a TV station in Puerto Rico. And one of the things that I did was a show where we went around the island highlighting the different things of the different towns. And
what a tough job you had, man.
It was awful. It was horrible. I had to go to these really nice hotels and these delicious restaurants and fashion shows. And it was just nasty, concerts. So I was suffering in this job at 21, just fresh out of college. I was like, this really hurts. So that's where I kind of developed a love of words and of meeting people and networking and finding out places and kind of selling them is what I say, marketing them to people for them to come to and to know about them. So from TV, I went into magazines. And in magazines, I was writing, again, it was fashion and blah, 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 and there was some travel involved. And as I got to do more travel articles, I was like, I really like this travel business much more than the fashion and beauty. I worked for Elle magazine in Miami, and that's why I did fashion and beauty. They took us on a press junket to Israel for a line of beauty cosmetics and stuff like products. 10 days in Israel, I was like, are you kidding? I want to do this for a living. Like, I want to travel. I want to write about it. And so from there, I started going into more like the travel sort of magazines. And it just, like, it was a natural progression, into travel journalism.
The toughest part that you can remember in this journey that you took as entrepreneur, can you take us back? Because it seems to me like you never worked for corporate America per se. I mean, going island to island. Don't give me that. I mean, going island to island is not a. Yeah, I mean, you got to do your job. Yeah. You know, there are people going in 9 to 5, you know, in a freaking cubicle, you know. But
I had a couple of cubicle jobs, but it wasn't for me. I would get like really itchy and sleepy in the cubicles, so I tried to avoid cubicles.
gotcha. So, but during this journey,
Well, I don't know. I think the hardest part was I think naturally a part of me is very shy, believe it or not.
you're on TV, man.
I know. But to do interviews and to talk to people, like inside, I'd be shaking. Like I would have to like public speaking and standing up in front of people and interviewing and doing all these things. Inside, I'm shaking, you know, but I say nobody can see that, you know, never let them see you sweat. So that to me was to control my hands from not shaking and not showing my nervousness was hard, and to learn how to just breathe and relax and you're talking to people. It's a person, look at the person in the eye, find a common ground, you know, and that te baja, you know, like, I don't know, can we speak both languages? Okay. O sea, como que te baja los nervios, te tranquilizas, encuentras algo en común con esa persona, la humanidad o lo que sea. Always find that thing. And it took a little while for me to learn that I didn't have to be scared, even if it was the president of a country, even if it was high-ranking, you know, government officials in the tourism industry, which I've had the opportunity to interview. They're still human. They're still people, you know. So if you find that common ground with them, you make them laugh, you know, or something, then it's like instant rapport. You can pretty much ask anything and they'll answer, you know. Con respeto, claro.
Oh, no, claro que sí. Mira, la conexión que tú encontraste con las personas que entrevistaste y todo lo demás, naturalmente sale de una pasión que tú tienes. La pasión de entrevista, de ser journalist, de estar en ese medio. ¿De dónde sale esa pasión? ¿Es una pasión que descubriste o es una pasión que nació contigo? ¿Cómo describirías eso?
Pues no sé, yo creo que lo fui descubriendo. O sea, siempre me ha encantado hablar con gente. O sea, siempre me ha encantado platicar con personas en cuestión social. Se me hace muy fácil, o sea, platicar con la gente. Entonces, pues no sé si salió de una progresión de eso, de decir, o sea, me encanta este lugar, por ejemplo, y te lo platico a ti, pues ¿por qué no platicarlo a un plano más alto? O sea, ¿por qué no ponerlo en una revista? ¿Por qué no hacer un programa? ¿Por qué no llevarlo a ayudar, más bien dicho, ayudar, por ejemplo, aquí a este lugar a que crezca, a que sea más grande? Si yo puedo ayudar, ¿por qué no? Si es igual platicar contigo que platicar con 20 gentes, o sea, y ponerlo en una revista, o sea, no sé, o sea, yo creo que fue una progresión natural de ahí que yo hablo hasta con las paredes. Y entonces, pues, ¿por qué no de ahí sacar un negocio, o sea, o hacer negocio con algo que me gusta? Porque yo trabajo con cosas que I believe in them. You know, like my clients, I believe in them. One of my clients is a hotel. I believe in that place. It's wonderful. The people that work there are amazing. It's an amazing product in an amazing country. Why not want more people to bring it? You know, I do translations for a destination. Well, it's an amazing destination. So I do my very best because I go beyond just translating, you know, like a Google machine or anything like that. Like, because I want to translate the essence, the feel. I want people to be excited about coming to that place. And if I can help them with an article because I have a lot of little fingers and a lot of little pies, if I can help them with an article about, you know, on a blog, claro que sí, vamos a hacerlo, because I want people to go, to enjoy it. I want people to be happy.
You know, just right now, I found out what makes you different from other journalists or travel journalists, or what you do, just the translation, is because you have a little bit of salsa inside of you. You have a little bit of this passion inside of you. Right. That when you're writing, I think that you take it so inspired and so personal that even if it is a technical magazine that you're trying to translate, you're going to put a little bit of flair in it.
Oh, well, I hope so. And I mean, I enjoy words. I love words, whether it's in Spanish or English, because I'm so blessed that I can write equally as well in both languages. And so since I enjoy playing with words, that helps me paint a picture. I'm not an artist. I can't paint. I can't draw for anything. I can't sing. I can dance, but but I can write. So even if it's social media where you only have this much space to write in or something, I try to find like a little hook or something that makes somebody smile or something that someone, como te dije, que encuentra como algo que se identifique, una identificación con algo de lo que yo escribo para que, so they want to see it, they want to look at it, they want to read it. So whether it's social media or an article or a blog post or whatever, I'm...
Things fly in here. I got to ask you this question. Is text messaging the enemy of the wordsmith?
Okay, text messaging... It's a wonderful thing. It's immediate.
But you have to. I mean, you're a writer. I mean, you're a lover of words.
It hurts me. It pains me to see how people write. I understand if you're going to write something fast, instead of writing the word que, Q-U-E, you can write the word K, the letter K. In a text, if you're doing it quickly, what kills me is to see it in Twitter or in Facebook. If I'm texting to you, ¿qué onda? And I wrote ¿qué onda? Whatever. Okay, whatever. It's all right. It's not a big deal. If I'm putting something on a public forum, I don't want people to think I'm an analfabeta, I mean, it is damaging the language, and it sends me, I mean, my friends make so much fun of me because I'm such a grammar snob, and the difference between peak and peak, P-I-Q-U-E, P-E-A-K, and P-E-E-K. Like, I see those words out there, and people use them interchangeably, and it's like, no. Put a little bit of thought, just a teeny little bit of a thought into it. Put a little bit of effort into you're writing on a public forum, señores. Facebook is public, Twitter is public, blogs are public. It's a public forum. Have a little more decorum with your words. Go through the effort of writing Q-U-E instead of the letter K for que. Just a tiny thing. The same thing with English. I want to be, B-E. It's just 2 letters. You can write the E after the B. So honestly, yes, texting, not so much because it's personal. It's between you and me, whatever. On a public forum, I can't. And I think that the younger generations are losing their language, they're losing their grammar, they're losing everything. I mean, I see my daughter she's in honors English, and she writes out these huge sentences, and they have to, like destructure them and all that and I love it. I'm thinking, that's wonderful. Thank you, God, that they still have wonderful English teachers and Spanish teachers, that they're teaching these youngsters to write, because when they go out and they put it on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or wherever, it's a shame. It's a crying shame.
I told you I would hit a button, Tom. I mean, I told you there was a button there that I had to push.
It's words. To me, words are life. Words are art. It's an art form, and you can't bastardize an art form. It's terrible. So anyway, I'm showing my age here. Se me está viendo la edad porque,
No. What you're showing is exactly what is happening in our society, that we're losing the side of the traditional, the art of writing a letter.
It's the art of writing. It's the art of communication. We've already lost handwriting. The generations that are coming after us, they can barely write cursive anymore. My daughter doesn't write cursive. She writes in block letters. They don't teach cursive anymore.
They don't?
I know it's I know it's old-fashioned. I know it's all, but it's part of who we are, and I am all for technology, believe me. I love social media. I think it's amazing. That's why I said texting, absolutely. It is the quickest way of communication nowadays. It can be dangerous. Texting can be very dangerous because you could just and hit send, and then you're like, ooh, that's not what I wanted to, and autocorrect. You can say some amazing things with autocorrect, Like, no, mom, that's not what I meant,
Half the time you spend apologizing or explaining the meaning of what you're trying to say.
Oops, So, I mean, but I think it's marvelous. I love technology. I love all the adelantos, all these things that we have going for us. But I do cry over the loss of of words, of real words. So anyway, I think there's an underground movement to bring a lot of like old words back, and I see this all the time on like Facebook and stuff. And there's blogs that are finding unique, amazing, beautiful words that are no longer in use and trying to bring them back. So I think that's coming back, and it's a beautiful thing. So.
Well, let me say something. Your voice is mellifluous. You are amazing. You are impressive. And I'm going to run out of adjective. I am going to run. I'm going to run out. Well, I will never run out of adjectives to describe who you are and what you do and the passion that you have. And that's what we're missing. That's what we're missing. And just because of that, I'm going to give you a beautiful T-shirt. This is, yeah. We've got your size somewhere in there at the inside, but
it was very good. She's like, if you're going to answer my email, send me your size. I was like, okay.
She's amazing. And this is what epitomizes our entrepreneurs. This is right here in this little thing right here. It talks about virtues of entrepreneurs. It says simplicity, honesty. What's
Here,
this?
I
This?
have bifocal lenses.
That's a very good thing. Simplicity, discipline, humility, kindness, and honesty.
I think those are beautiful, strong, impressive words. And I hope that that I embody these characteristics.
You absolutely do. And here is the only sad part about this interview, is that it has to end.
Then it's over. It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure meeting you, and a pleasure being here and working with the group. So thank you very much. You have a wonderful group, and this is what an idea. If we can help people that are younger and have a drive, if this can help, I'm all for it.
People are going to be watching this thing, and I know my daughter's going to be watching this thing going, I wanted to become a journalist, a travel journalist.
A travel writer. It's a wonderful thing.
I'm going to give her your phone number.
Absolutely. Please do.
And with that, we're out.